How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about the true power of a positive mindset and what you can do once you harness it to shift your life. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word, be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Just charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive state. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if there's something that you take away or enjoy from this episode, if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you can actually leave a comment below. Not only does that help me know what resonated with you, but somebody else might read that comment and might inspire them to give this episode a listen. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to do that is together. So whether you leave a positive message or share this with somebody, it means the world to me, and I could never thank you enough. But let's dive into today's episode. So how powerful are you? What can a positive mindset do for you? How do you use it to create a life that you love, an experience that you're meant to have to truly fulfill your purpose? Well, there's several layers to this. And first, we have to break down what a positive mindset is. So many people tune into this podcast because they're hurting. They're struggling. They feel lost. They see positive mindset. They think, I can find a way to happiness. I can find a way to inner peace. I can find a way to joy. In a sense, it is. But a positive mindset does not mean that you're happy all the time. A positive mindset indicates how you receive a frequency. You see, the way you perceive the world, or the level that you perceive the world, is the level you'll receive it in any experience. If you are a high-minded or a positive mindset individual, you will see and receive on a high frequency. That's why it's so important to dial in your mindset. That's why you have to build up to this frequency so that you can receive the things that you desire. If you're operating in negativity, if you're operating in pain with things that have hurt you, then you're in a low frequency state. It doesn't mean you're a bad person for this. It just is the frequency that you're in, and you will receive more of it. So how do you change your frequency? Well, your frequency is what you frequently see. So you have to change what you're looking for in the world. What you look for in the world, you will find within yourself because you can't see different things in the world. As you are, you will see. When you start searching for something different, you will find the path to become something different. Just like listening to this podcast. This message is not something that most people will sit through and listen because it's so out of alignment where they're currently at. You are looking for something different. You are looking for a shift. You are looking to level up. You want more out of your experience. That's what you're hunting. That's what you're searching for. So you're wondering, how do I do it? Tuning into this is exactly that. This is tuning your frequency into something higher. And it's not that I'm higher, but the frequency that I'm speaking, the words that I'm using are alignment with the positive energy. So this is it. It's finding things in the world that operate at high level. As you see them, start to learn about them, start to see how they function, you incorporate that within your life. You start leveling up as well. That's why being around people that are elevated is good. If you hang around a bunch of people that make $50,000 a year, say 10 your closest friends that you see every day, they make $10,000 a year. You most likely make the same. Because you can't be different. Energetically, you are aligned. Your same process, your morning routine, your thought processes, your career decisions will pretty much all be aligned. Very rarely is somebody going to be making $500,000 a year and hang out with people that make 50. One person is not better than the other. I'm just using money because it's so material. You can easily see it. In fact, it sparks such a reaction out of somebody. When you hear somebody makes $1 million a year and you're making 30, you're struggling, you're going to have a feeling towards that million and almost a resistance towards it because you're seeing what you don't have, the lack in it. But if you're around people that make $1 million every single year, you will start to shift and see the opportunity in the world. And soon enough, if you stay around them, you will do the same. You don't go from being a good person making 30 to a bad person making $1 million. You are you no matter what. The version of yourself that you decide to be has nothing to do with external things. You just have to put yourself in places to change your perspective. Who you're around, your influences, your thoughts dictate that frequency. Allow you to start seeing good. This is why gratitude is so important. Gratitude is not just saying what you're thankful for. That's not going to do anything. That's just saying you're thankful for things. Gratitude is the process of connecting to a specific energy. An energy that's uplifting, an energy that you love, an energy that makes your hair stand up because it feels so good. That's the art of gratitude. The reason that gratitude is so important, it's not that you're connecting to something good. It's the process in which you use to get there. Because the more you practice it, the more you practice finding the loving energy, the good energy in something, the easier it becomes to do that at all times. Once you can, no matter what is going on, connect to a high frequency thing, a loving thing, that's what starts becoming within you. That starts to become your internal state. And it no longer matters what happens in the world because no matter what happens, your perspective is so high, you will find the good in it. You will find the love in it. You will find the light. That's why gratitude is such a powerful process to level up your mindset. Now imagine this. If everything that you focused on, you created more of. If you knew that wasn't a fact, you knew for sure that without a doubt, just as you need air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat to survive, that whatever you focused on expanded and created more of it in your life, how much time would you pay attention to practicing gratitude? Because you want the good. And see, this is what people don't understand, is this is the law of the universe. Likes attracts like. You cannot be thinking and seeing and doing something different and expect to receive something different than that. If you are constantly involved in or talking about drama, even if you're not the creator of it, you're the one connecting to it, you will constantly find yourself in those situations because the universe is going to say, this must be what this person wants. They think about it a lot. They sure talk about it a lot. So we're going to make sure that that's constantly their experience. And then, of course, people jump to, well, what about the person that's thinking positive all the time? You know, they're such a great person. They're always in that love energy, and then they get in a car crash and die. How did they attract that? That is still negative thinking. That's believing that this material experience, it actually has that much weight at all. It doesn't. It's a fleeting experience. Every single one of us will die. So why would dying and how you die have anything to do with the state of your internal being? It doesn't. How you start in this life and how you end this life has no matter. In fact, how you live the entire life really has no matter. It's the experience you take away from it. It's the perspective that you take away from it. You don't stop existing or creating when your body dies on earth, just as you didn't start doing it from when your body was created on earth. It's infinite. It never ends. You're that powerful. You're that meaningful. You're that valuable. I can't say it enough. You are that valuable. Your energy is forever. Your internal state is forever. So practice gratitude. Raise your perspective so that you see the good in every situation. If you can see the good in every situation, you become the light for good in every situation. Not only for yourself, but for others. You become the spark that's needed when things are difficult. You become the path when things seem lost. That's why it's so important to practice a positive mindset. That's why it's not being about happy. There are people that find ways to be happy that destroy. that operate in negative energy because it's self-serving. You don't need to serve self for gratification and pleasure. That doesn't mean you can't have things you enjoy. It doesn't mean you can't drive a nice car or do something fun or celebrate. You can do all those things. But that's just a piece of your experience. Your overall purpose is to raise the frequency around you. The only way to do that is to raise the frequency within you. By doing that, you will give the people around you the opportunity to do the same. And they either will, or you'll magnate to a new group. And some might follow, but some will stay the same. And that's okay. That's not your place to decide what other people do. Your place is only to raise the frequency within you. Your positive mindset is your perspective. How you see the world, you will receive it. Your perception is your reception. Give yourself some gratitude. Practice finding the good. Raise your frequency and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was a good one. Hopefully it gave you a different perspective. I know it's sometimes hard to see that. It's sometimes hard to see that no matter what is going on, you have to find the good because the bad can be so meaningful. It can hurt. It can weigh so much on you. You don't want to ignore those things, but you expand what you focus on. That's a fact. So use it for your embetterment. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. If you want to level up, if you want to make a shift, I have a group called Freedom Fundamentals. We dive into health, wealth, and happiness, expanding all three. If you want a good group of people to be around, if you want to be around like-minded individuals that are looking to expand, this might be the thing for you. In the real estate portion, we do talk about wholesaling real estate, so it's a great way to create some wealth from yourself. Whether you just want a little bit or you want to create a whole new career, it's completely up to you. But we also dive into the mindset, becoming who. The what is so important, but the who is the foundation. If you don't become the version of you that can do it, the process will never matter. These are things we talk about in there. So if you want more information, the best way to do it would be to reach out via Instagram and I'll let you know any information or answer any questions that you might have. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day and I can't wait to talk to you next time.